Detroit Lions traveling to Philadelphia to take on the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday Night Football in Week 11 in the NFL. My name is Steve, and we got your best bets video here coming up for this game. We're going to cover your player props, spreads, totals, money lines, parlays. Got a lot of action here for you for this video. We got 2 player props, a Moneyline Pick, and a for the Sweep Parlay that I think are great value bets here for this game. Let's lock in and get this sweep.
Well, my presence isn't real. It's another bad one like this is scale. It's straight fire. All my bets straight from. You're in the house that cat made now. Straight fire.
As always, my friends, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button for me. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Appreciate all of your guys' support as always. Let's lock in here and make some money on Sunday Night Football. Me personally, I'm obviously looking forward to this game. You guys know me. I am a Detroit Lions fan. It's pretty obvious, I know. So I'm really looking forward to this game. Huge game in the NFC. Really could help dictate the number 1 seed in the NFC. So really excited to see how this one plays out, obviously. I don't have a recap for you from anything on Sunday, obviously, because I'm recording this video early. But hopefully we're doing well on NFL Sunday, the 1 and 4 o'clock games. Probably those games still active as you guys are watching this. Obviously, we released this Saturday night. So hopefully we had a great NFL Sunday, and we're carrying that momentum over here into Sunday Night Football. And going to make some money there as well. So really excited about it, though, guys. Should be a great football game. I hope you guys are ready to enjoy it as well. Don't forget to drop your favorite pick down below for this game. Put a star or an asterisk next to your pick. If your pick hits down in the chat, as always, we'll include your pick in our next video if it hits, which should be our Thursday night video, because we do a full recap from the week previous in the NFL. We do that on Thursday night. We do the full recap from Sunday and Monday, because I record videos obviously early, so it's very difficult to do a recap, obviously, with those things going on. But Thursdays are a great night. It's our recap night from our betting picks and also from our comic cappers. So join the chat. Let me know what you guys are playing, and let's make some money here on Sunday Night Football. Without further ado, one quick last thing. Check out the pinned comment and the description for any links you guys are looking for here around the channel in regards to membership, merchandise, social media links. It's all down below in the pinned comment and description. Without further ado, though, let's get after today. Let's get this 3-0 sweep here on Sunday Night Football. Let's get right into our picks here at number 1. This is a homer pick, guys. I hate to do it, but we're going with the Detroit Lions money line here versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Plus 130 odds on DraftKings. Risking unit here. Now, historically, let me say my piece first before you guys are like, you're a Lions fan. You're just picking your team. No, I'm very fine, actually, picking against my team in certain spots when I think there's a good opportunity to fade them, right? We've done it in the past. Last week, though, we took the Detroit Lions minus 8.5, and they won by 25. So when you see the right spot to take them, why not take it? And I think here versus Philadelphia here on the road, I think, honestly, this is a great spot for the Lions. For one, you're getting phenomenal plus value. Let's start with that. Plus 130 is obviously something anybody can get behind. Provides a lot of value on the line, right? But additionally, what has been the thing so far with the Philadelphia Eagles this season that you can really point to? Their offense has been wildly inconsistent, particularly in the pass game, right? Their pass game from game to game just looks, at times, inept, right? It's kind of surprising because you got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas got all these weapons, but their offense, and particularly their pass game, looks inept more than half the time. They're just very off rhythm, off schedule, off time. And this offense really, even if you go back to last week, even in the win versus Green Bay, an impressive win. Their defense showed up. They played great. I know their defense is good. But offensively, once again, they were not that good. They put up 10 points, and the passing game was wildly inconsistent again. So while I think they'll have a little more success here, I don't think they'll have enough to keep up with the Lions. The Lions are the type of team that, regardless of who they're playing, they're going to put up points. This isn't like Green Bay where, they take weeks off. Green Bay, had a terrible offensive week the week prior versus Carolina. They put up 6 points. So I wasn't that surprised to see Green Bay come out versus Philly and struggle offensively. And that wasn't as much a credit to Philly. That was more of a credit to how inconsistent the Green Bay offense is. Both those offenses were inconsistent. They showcased it on Monday night. They were both horrible offensively on Monday night. They were a little better there in the second half, but the first half there was 0 points, guys. So what are we doing? I'm going to give the Eagles defense obviously a little bit of credit there. I think they're a solid defense. I'm not taking anything away from that. But the Lions are so good. They average 31.4 points per game. They got so many different ways they can attack you offensively. Obviously with the 2 running backs in Montgomery and Gibbs. The wide receivers, Jamison Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're very talented offensively, right? So I don't think the Eagles are just going to be able to hold them down to like 10, 7, 13 points. It's not going to be that kind of game. The Lions are going to score 20 plus in this one. It just comes down to how many are they going to get and how many are the Eagles going to be able to get. Because like I said, this Eagles offense has been so inconsistent too. They're a lot like the Packers, where some weeks they can't get anything going. And it just is like, what is going on? I don't think it's going to honestly be that bad for the Eagles. As far as I think they'll be a little better in this game for sure. The Lions defense definitely has some vulnerabilities, but they are particularly strong versus the run, which is key versus the Eagles. They're 4th best versus the run, which matters a lot here. If you could stop Barkley, you could slow down Jalen Hurts in this run game, it makes them throw the ball even harder. They tend to play complementary football, so their run really sets up the pass. And if they're not running it well, probably not really throwing it well either. But that being said, like I said, I think they will have a little bit of success through the air. But overall, I just see the Lions' offense being more consistent here, being able to generate more consistency offensively, especially now with Dan Campbell calling the plays here for the Lions. I think that's a good step for them. They came out last week, put up 41 points. So I think we see some more of that. I think the Lions here get it done, guys. I'm excited to see this play out. So give me the Detroit Lions here, money line here versus the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going plus 130 odds here on DraftKings. Okay, and at number 2, we got David Montgomery over 39.5 rushing yards here for the Detroit Lions. We're going minus 110 odds here on DraftKings, risking a unit here. So big notes from last week and first week with Dan Campbell calling the plays is he truly split the carries between Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, which is significant for me. Montgomery saw 15 carries last week, which is huge. Which he should, honestly. He's a very good running back as well, and he got 71 rushing yards. He's still obviously very capable. Nothing's really changed with him. It's just the volume that he's gotten this year has kind of shrunk. And like I said, it really shouldn't. And Campbell kind of got back to that last week in giving Montgomery the football. So if he sees anywhere near that type of volume, this dude is automatic. Last year, 5 for 5 to this line with 15 plus carries, obviously, and he averaged over 86 yards a game. So he cleared this line with ease. Obviously, if he gets 15 carries, what's he got to average? 2.5 yards per carry to get this line. This guy is a physical bruising back that combines that with speed, runs very well between the tackles. So no matter what, this guy is always a guy that's good for 3, 4, 5, 6 yards on a carry. Very rarely will you see him lose yardage. He usually pushes the pile forward. So with that being said, like I said, if he gets even 10 carries here, I feel really good about him hitting this over. I really do. The Eagles' run defense isn't elite. They're 15th in rush yards allowed to running backs. We saw Josh Jacobs hit his over last week for the Packers. That's the one thing the Packers did do pretty good. They ran the ball pretty good. So I think, once again, I think Montgomery and Gibbs will have success here. But particularly Montgomery, I like the physical running back here. Being able to kind of pound it there between the tackles and pick up the tough yards. And 40 really isn't a lot here. Especially in a game where I think the Lions are going to want to run the ball. Especially early on in this game. You should see a lot of David Montgomery, a lot of Jahmyr Gibbs, honestly, too. And even just looking at the hit rates, 5-9 this season, that's solid. 3 of 5 on the road, so that's pretty solid, honestly. I like to see that. And like I said, with the new play calling shift with Dan Campbell, I think this creates a great opportunity here for Montgomery, for him to fly over at that 40-yard mark. So love that for number 2 pick, guys. We got David Montgomery over 39.5 rushing yards here for the Detroit Lions. We got minus 110 odds here on DraftKings. Okay, and finally at number 3. We got A.J. Brown, over 4.5 receptions here for the Philadelphia Eagles, plus 104 odds here on DraftKings, risking a unit here. So like I mentioned in the beginning, I still think the Eagles are going to have offensive success, right? I'm not out here saying that the Eagles aren't going to be able to do anything offensively. I think they will be able to get, a few of the receivers involved, particularly A.J. Brown. They're going to need him to be involved. At the end of the day, I guess you could consider this a little bit of insurance. If the Eagles are going to beat the Lions, A.J. Brown's going to have to do really well, and Devontae Smith. And they're going to have to be very involved because I think running the football in this one's going to be tough versus Detroit. They're very stout versus the run. They'll be able to slow Barkley down. His line's set to 70, and honestly, I thought about taking his under. So I didn't because it's a little tight for Barkley there. Barkley is such a good running back. It's hard to take under 70 yards. I would take one Barkley. But the Lions are fourth versus the run. So that means they're going to have to force it into A.J. Brown a little bit. And obviously, with the way this dude's been talking this year, this guy's been crazy. This guy's a soundbite just about every week. I think it's kind of funny. I mean, you do you, type of thing. But he always has something. This last week it was, hey, if you have me on fantasy, drop me. Which I thought was hilarious. I don't know. I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was funny. As far as hit rates, though, he's still actually 4 of 8 to this line and actually 2 of 3 at home. So his hit rates aren't horrible, given all the drama that's surrounding him this year, the injury problems and everything else. So in a matchup like this versus a banged-up Lions secondary, it's the one area of the field where you should be looking to attack, honestly, because the Lions have kind of been banged up in the secondary most of the season, and they've definitely still struggled back there. This has been an ongoing issue for the Lions over the last year. As a Lions fan, the secondary has seen a lot of problems. I know because, trust me, I'm a Lions fan. This is the weakness of our team, is in the secondary. So a guy like A.J. Brown, the veteran experience, he should be able to get some quick throws. He should be able to, get some targets in this game. He really should. I'd be surprised if you don't see A.J. Brown involved early and often. And the Lions are going to push the Eagles to throw in this one. I think, like I mentioned earlier, the Lions are going to score. There's no doubt in my mind, regardless of what you think, about the money line, if you think the Eagles are going to win, whatever, I can almost guarantee the Lions are going to show up and put up some points on the board in this one. The Eagles are going to have a great offensive output, and if that's going to happen, A.J. Brown's going to have to be involved. That's the way it is. It's going to have to come through the air, and in either case, if the Lions are off to a great start, they're doing well, in either case, the Eagles are going to have to go into throw mode at some point. And I think A.J. Brown, this is a great spot and a pretty low line for a guy like this. Even his receiving yards line is fairly low. At some point, this guy's got to get it going. So I'm going to take a shot here with A.J. Brown. I think it's a nice value spot with some plus value on it for him to go off here. Last time he played against the Lions, he put up 10 catches on 13 targets. That was back in 2022. But really, the secondary really has had problems for years. If you go back to 2022, pretty much every year. It's not all that crazy different from when he played against them. But, I think they're better, but still, they still have problems back there. Lions ranked 15th in receptions allowed to wide receivers, but like I said, just think this is a great opportunity here in this spot. So, love it there for number 3 pick, guys. We got A.J. Brown over 4.5 receptions here for the Philadelphia Eagles, plus 104 odds here on DraftKings. Okay, then for the Sweep Parlay, putting all of our picks together, risking a tenth of a unit. We got plus 720 on Fanatics with our profit boost, risking a tenth of a unit. Now, if you don't have a boost, the best value would actually be on DraftKings, as far as if you don't have any boost. But you should have a boost somewhere. And if you don't, you got to talk to your book and be like, yo, where's my boost? Because Fanatics is offering a 50% boost for this game, which is awesome for a same-game parlay, which I love, provides a little bit of value here. I'm not going to risk any more than a tenth of a unit. I don't really want to go too crazy with parlays this week. Kind of been telling myself that I want to keep it relatively simple. And hopefully, I can see us easily sweeping the board here, and hopefully we have a great week. I'm excited to see how this plays out. So, as always, appreciate y'all. Check out our NFL Sunday Best Bets video as well, covering the 1 and 4 o'clock games if you guys haven't already. That video is also live of that pinned here at the end of this one. Outside of that, that will do it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you guys all next time. Peace out.